WesWes Show.
All right, welcome to another episode of the MT Out the Clip podcast, the EOTC. My name's Cams and I'm here in the heart of West Auckland with the brothers Eddie and Leti. What's up, boys?
What's up?
Yeah, man, you know the drill, boys. Let's do some shoutouts. Let's go, Ed.
Yo, shout out to my usuals, man. Kelston Boys. But special shout out to Steve, one of the trainers at Westside. He's moving to Australia, so shout out to that guy. And also, shout out to my cousin Farron and Sam that visited from Samoa. So shout out to them boys.
I wanted to start off my list of shout outs, but shout out to the Kelston Boys High School First XV for bringing home the dub, showing the world that we don't need scholarships and money and all this other shit to win championships, man. Shout out to the boys, Matt and Will, the team down there, Peter and Sal. It's been a minute. It feels like it's been a minute, man. But it goes to show, like, you know, the talent's always been out West Auckland, man. Another shout out to my cousin Tai Filippo. She turned 30 yesterday. She didn't do anything. Apparently, she went to the casino. Hope you didn't spend all your pocket money, cuz. But yeah, glad to see that you went out and did something for your birthday. Another shout out to my fams over in Oz and my family in Tauranga. So it's been a bit of a hectic few weeks, just with the passing of loved ones. But yeah, I know my family have been trying their best to just make it to events, knowing that times are tight at the moment. But much love to you all. And my last one's to my cousin Rich Liu. The cuz messaged me to make sure I give him a mention. And shout out to him. So yeah, shout out to you, cuz. Hope to catch up with you on Saturday night. That wraps up my shout outs.
Sweet. Also, I just want to make a normal shout out to the listeners of the WesWes Network and all our podcasts and our readers of our magazine, the WestWes Sports mag, which is going to drop every month now. So the next one will drop next week. That's ready to go. Not quite, but next week I'll be looking to grab everyone's articles and laying it out. So the WestWes Sports mag, that's out online. You can find it on our website, www.westwesnet.com, and you can find us on all our socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Also on TikTok, that's the WesWes Network. And also you can find the MT Out the Clip podcast Facebook group page. It's a private group page. You can jump in, answer the free questions, and security will let you in. It's your chance to drop some comments, drop some articles, and we can talk about it on the podcast. All right, boys, it's been a quick week, man. It's been a quick week. Feels like hasn't been long since we were on the mics. But no, how's your week been? How's your week been, bro?
Yeah, not too bad. Just hosting some of the cousins from Samoa. Just doing rehab and trying to get my knee back into shape again. But yeah, basically just been a chilled as week. Just man, the Instagram reels are just addictive sometimes. Don't realize how much time I spend on those. But it's been a pretty nice week. Just chilled, mostly family orientated and rehab. So it's been good.
What kind of rehab have you been doing on your knees?
Just trying to rebuild muscles in my quad, which have kind of like shrunken since I've been off my leg for a while. So just trying to build it back up again so it can match my left leg. So at the moment I'm relying a lot on my left just to do like walking and whatnot. So just been using a stationary bike. So yeah, just keen to get back to work and just get a bit bored at home sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, my week's been pretty long, started the 10-hour shifts at work, Monday to Thursday. Yeah, but I think the transition of the like you're so used to doing the 8 hours, but you take your breaks at particular times. That's been tough trying to take the second break, because when the second break comes around, we usually like an hour and then we shoot off home, but then you got an hour, you go, 2 hours to go. It's like, fuck, it's been hard, Like, I laugh at some of the ladies I work with, because like they do the gonna go for a break, bro. Like, like places that I used to work, so like, the breaks start from when you leave the station. But these guys, I think they might go wash their hands, but they might get to the toilet, go make the cup of tea, and then the break starts. As soon as they sit down, that's when they start their 30 minutes. Man, it's tough because I'm not used to that sort of relaxed, sort of like go for breaks. And I find myself like being itchy, like I want to go back inside, but it's like if I go back inside, there's no one to sort of pack off what I gotta feel. So nah, it's been interesting. It's been funny like that. But nah, I've been really productive, surprisingly. Yeah, I managed to I built a fence maybe like 4 months ago. Shout outs to NSL, Mr. Gulfster, for supplying me with all this timber. And I made a slat fence and it would just look bare. And like every night I look at it and the kids will go, oh, looks nice bare. And I managed to get a hold of a paint gun and a air compressor. Shout outs to my also Enoka. He came and dropped it off Friday morning. I got up and I remember I bought some paint. It's been sitting in the shed for the last 2 weeks, or 2 months. I just added some water to it, man, because it looked a bit too thick to spray. And yeah, man, I just managed to do like at least 30 meters worth of painting and managed to get one coat on it, man. But the regret I have, man, is fucking not warming up, man, because I woke up the next day, so like my bicep and shoulder is like from holding the gun. It's like it's been more than 20 years since I've done that motion, like that double hitters across, bro. But my neck, shoulders, just felt like someone like gooted me at the back, and then, bro, I couldn't even hold the clippers properly, man. Like one of the boys popped in for a touch up, man, but my bicep was so tight, and so I just been relaxing. But even today, man, I knew I had one more day off. Yesterday was like pretty laxed. This morning I woke up and I managed to put some sides on my gazebo on the back, man. So and I was just happy that I've been making use of this 3-day weekend. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what I can do next weekend. It was Father's Day, and so yeah, 4-day weekend, bro. Surely something good's gonna come out of that next week. But you, how's your week been, Camps?
Yeah, the busy week, It's been good. Work's been busy. We had a site visit to the new mall at the airport.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if you've seen all the ads on social media or on paper or wherever, but the new outlet mall will be open on the 19th of September. And it's to rival Dressmart in Onehunga.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be owned by the airport, but it's new like outlet mall. So they'll probably suck all the businesses from the Onehunga store, like the Dressmart there.
Yeah.
So it'll be all the big labels putting their outlet stuff there. So it'll be like their off-season stuff. Like Nike and all that. So yeah, it's pretty massive. It's got a nice food court. So it's a proper like single story shopping mall. It's kind of in the style of like the one in Mount Wellington. What's that one? Sylvia Park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we went there to have a look at our work. Also, my work celebrated their 20th birthday on Thursday night, so there was a function after work downtown. So I had to go and show a face and do how the Palangis do it. How they stand around. The music's playing, but you don't know the music because you can't hear it because it's like background music, because it's all about having a talk. So you gotta like mix and mingle and talk with everybody, even if you. So it's that kind of thing. So it's hard work, I hate those kind of parties, It's bloody hard work, man.
You can see his sweaty nose.
Because how you, like you're standing there, right? And then you have a talk. You see someone you go have a chat to them. Then when you run out of things to say, how do you get out of it? Like how do you like what do you say? Like there was a time when I was talking and then the conversation just ran out and then it was like, oh yeah, there's awkward silences and then I can't say I can't go to the bathroom and drink because my drink's still full. But I think it's mostly embarrassing because you don't want to, because they're there too. You don't want to say, oh, you don't want to just take off, So I don't know. It's hard work, when you're in that kind of environment. I hate it, but it's good. It's good to network like that, So like people that invited was ex-employees of our company and all our clients and that. So it's the same old talk. Because they know you from work and all that kind of stuff, so you want to buy your side hustle, So you're gonna buy your I do the podcast, the WesWes Network. I've got a magazine. Here you go. go check it out, doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was good. It was good. So that was on Thursday night. Yeah, man, just in a chill weekend. Friday didn't do much. Just stayed home, watched some sport. Yeah, man, just chilled. Now I'm on here with you guys, so it's all good. Okay, boys, let's get to our topic. So, just like you introduced on your shoutouts, let's your old school. Kelston Boys High took out the 1A rugby schools comp yesterday at Eden Park, beating St. Kitts. Long history of rivalry there, eh, man? Long history of rivalry.
You know, man, from 1998, I can't even do the math. From 1998 was the last time St. Kitts Kelston played in the final at Edinburgh, and I remember being there as a 14-year-old. I played in the final earlier that day, and we lost to Mount Albert. Yeah, that rivalry goes way back from when Mills and that were at school. Fuck yeah, I think Tassessa Lavere would have been the superstar on the St. Kitts team. He was playing halfback. Yeah, but I didn't go watch the game. I didn't watch the game, but I remember having a conversation with a couple of friends if we could ever dream up something that could happen before my 40th, what would it be? And the 1A always seems to be one that Kelston's always missed, and they haven't won it probably since 98, man. So I remember being there, would have been 20 years, which was like 2 years ago when we won against St. Peter's, and I remember being in the grandstand with one of the boys that played inside me, and he would have been fifth form, and I would have been on my last year. But I remember hugging it out with him and just having tears because 20 years is a long time to wait for something to come back around like that, you know? As much as the school provides so much talent for the New Zealand rugby scene, it's just like, fuck, that the 1A has always been that one championship that seems to get away from us. But even going back, because Fire's been Rolangi and fuck, was his name David Fusatoa, and that we're at school in the 2010 era, like that championship was still a championship that got away from us, but they ended up winning the nationals that year, you know, because it was always that one team that gets one up on us, and it's usually a team that you would never think was going to make the final, and they happen to get the dub, you know. And so I'll use this opportunity to shout out to Auckland Grammar for turning off the hot water last week, man. It might have been that, and the fact that they didn't want to feed the boys after the game, that probably made us that much hungrier. That they thought, man, coach is gonna buy some mean feed if we get the dub this weekend for the coaches, eh? But yeah, you gotta give the Matt and the boys credit, man. I love the fact that they did remember the Titans sort of walk to go remember the pioneers of who got them into the 1A. So they go up and see. They went up and saw Inga during the week, the start of the week. Said a few words to him. And then if you know where Wax is buried, he's buried up the top with Junior To'o's old man, Favai, and they go and pay a visit to him. So they paid a visit to a few of the boys, and I know that they went and saw the captain's old man who's buried in there, just to say their thanks to him for getting them into a situation. And because the captain this year, along with two other boys, had cracked the 50 games for the first, which is unheard of in secondary schools, the fact that only 3 boys had played more than 10 games for the first says a lot about how much talent's sitting at the school at the moment. You saw any of the shots of the St. Kitts team walking out, and they all had their hats. I was going to show you one of Nikita's ones. This is her Mount Albert one. So when you see them wearing one of these hats, they've played more than 10 games for the first team. Yeah, you saw that whole St. Kitts squad literally walk out with their St. Kitts polos. And if 3 of them from Kelston, that says a lot about what's going to be happening in the Auckland comp. So wouldn't be surprised if we win a couple more. But I think the goal for Matt and his team is probably win a top 4. And the marathon still goes there. So hopefully we can get that dub over whoever won the Rosmini and Westlake game. But yeah, exciting, man. Excited, eh?
What are your thoughts on the game and the success of Kelston Boys Win, Leti?
Oh man, just because I'm a Liston boy, hardy, and I always felt like Kelston was kind of one of our like brother schools. Because I got a few cousins that left Liston and went to Kelston just for better sports opportunities. So I never really had any like animosity towards Kelston. I thought they were like kind of like the older brother of West Auckland, you know. And like when I used to play for 15, I remember playing against other schools, and they'll always do this. Hey, bro, how's Kelston going? You know, that was the respect that Kelston had back in the day. So, hearing all that stuff about grandma kind of rubbed a bit of like salt in my wound there. I was like, man, you can't do that, bro. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm not a Kelston hard, but like, that was like, that motivated me to like pray for Kelston to just do it, eh? So, now I'm pretty happy, eh, that Kelston took it out, and you know, listening to Leti's story kind of like warms me up a bit, eh? Just hearing that underdog story just come through, especially when St. Kitts had all the cards in their hand, you know? It's like, nah, it's pretty awesome to hear, man.
Yeah, man. I think being from growing up in West Auckland, and even me, man, because I never went there, but you know, I think you're right, Eddie. They are the big brother of the schools out west in terms of sports, because you know they're being a boys' school and being, you know, have their sort of status in rugby and rugby league as well, and basketball. Because I know when I was at school, they were pretty good up there in
Yeah.
people that time, along with Mags. But yeah, but in terms of rugby and what they've achieved over the years, like having players that come out of there to be All Black legends, even Toa Samoa legends as well, you know, and just their success in first 15 as well. You can always like be proud of a school that represents West Auckland
Yeah.
in that way, eh? Hey, man. So, no, man, it's good. It's a good achievement. But yeah, there were things that I picked up when I saw, because I didn't go to the game, but you know I kept an eye on it on social media, and you know there's always talk about stuff in the background and that. But I noticed there was a hashtag going around I saw in the photos called "Up the Bankrupt," you know, and there was a saying that was going around called "Built not bought."
Mhm.
So you know that says a lot to what's been happening in the background in terms of like a school like Kelston Boys First XV that don't bring guys from out of area. But what are your thoughts on that, Alex?
Oh, just to touch on what Eddie was saying, like, yeah, Liston has produced a lot of some of Kelston's greats, like the senior boys. They came from Liston. They came over to Kelston, and one of the reasons why drew me to want to go to Kelston was like a sports day that they had, trying to recruit like the next lot of rugby talent. I went there with maybe a handful of the Bill McLaren boys that they were sort of like filling out schools to attend. Like, I didn't intend on trying to go to Kelston, to be honest. My heart was set on Waitak, but it wasn't until I went to that sports day and John Sineo had asked me, "Oh, where do you reckon you'll end up, bro?" And I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Oh, you should come, man. Like, where do you stay?" And I was like, "Oh, bro, I used to live in Ranui, man. That's ages away." And he goes, "Bro, I'm from Ranui. I literally like live off Universal." And like just to hear that, it was like, "Oh, so is there a bus that comes?" But not knowing that the bus had started from Lanark. The bus went from Lanark down to the roundabout to Universal, and it started from there. So if I wanted to catch that bus, I had to walk, bro. And a lot of my boys were like, "Nah, stuff that. You might as well catch the 135, 136. That will take you from here, but it'll take you to Kelston. But it means you had to get off at the girls' school and walk down, man." But I know my old man, he would be like, "Nah, I'll drop you off, And it was the same, one of those things, like, I happened to go on the day of registrations, and the coach, physical thing coach, just had a story set, and it was the names that he dropped that made my old man register me, you know. But I think with the out of zone thing, it's like what? Well, like, to me, it's like I didn't know I was gonna be surrounded with the talent that I was with when I went to the school. Like, they say a lot of talent, like, in that pond of boys that goes there, you know. There's only a few that swim ahead of the rest, you know. And like Sam Tutu, he's a good example of one. He came from Rutherford, went to Kelston, but he was so young, so talented. But he was like playing at a young age. Like, he literally made the first when he was like playing, like he was like year 11, man. And like, guy who held his position pretty much all the way till he left school. Like, that's unheard of these days, you know. Yeah, but we ain't. The school's not rich, man. If the school had deep pockets, we would have a grandstand and a beam pavilion that went the span of the field, man. You know. Like, I always give the old boys shit. Like, I'm like saying, don't worry about the freaking offals and the uniforms. Let's build a freaking new building, man. Don't worry about a container. Let's start building up a level a couple or two. We've got a lot of construction guys here. Like, what's stopping us from doing that sort of stuff? But then there's hearsay of us merging with the girls' school, so a lot of those plans end up getting dropped, you know. But yeah, no, we're not a rich school, man. Like, we're rich at heart and our brotherhood and all the rest of it, but you know, it's nothing compared to what you get at any other Ivy League school, man. We're just one of those. We're just lucky that we can even string a team and afford to go to certain competitions, man. That's all it is. And it's when the community actually gets behind the team that's going to those events that, you know, that sort of gives them hope that they can perform and they deserve to be where they are, you know. Otherwise, yeah, it's a hit or a miss any other day. We haven't heard of a ping pong team table doing well or chess at Kelston for a while because, you know, sometimes they can't afford to go to the events, man. But yeah, that's reality.
So there's a bit of throwing shade onto St. Kitts with their hashtag, the up the bankrupt and the built not bought.
I mean, hey, you know, look at other schools, man. Like, you know, other schools, they put in years and hours and months and livings and do that at Polyfest, bro. We don't even have a freaking after school, like, study period. And then these guys are doing sleepovers every night to win a 20-minute slot on the stage. Come on, man. Like, Yas has won, like, 4 in a row. He's going to be 5th. Like, that's not proof. Like, if that's not proof of like how hard you got to work, it's like, bro, it just means you need to work a little bit harder, man. In the time you allocate to these sort of events, man. And like, I know that the rugby program is probably better than what it has been in the last 5 years, but that's going off the talent that's stuck together from intermediate, man. You know, Henderson always has a good pool of boys that come through. Even like the neighboring schools, Gladiator and Tier 2. Bro, they're just fortunate that they can catch all those kids that don't slip through and end up at Grammar or St. Peter's, man. Like, St. Peter's has been taking a whole lot of Henderson kids, man. You can pretty much go through St. Peter's team and go pick out, I bet you how many of those island boys live out west. You can guarantee you can bank your wages on them, man. Majority of those guys, they play really well. I'll be the ones looking at the Kelston Boys and being, fuck, I should have gone, just stayed, man. Should have just stayed, you know?
The other thing I noticed, and I posted it on the chat, was the crowd attendance. The difference between the 1A final and the NPC game. Now, I don't know, man, but I'm kind of sad that the NPC has gone down this way with the no crowds. It's sad because I love that competition. There was a time where I put NPC in front of Super Rugby, you know, and that time, I think that time's over. But I don't know. I think the competition's still there. But I watched a little bit of the Auckland Canterbury game on TV. Yeah. The amount of mistakes and poor play in a span of like 5 minutes in the first half.
Kicks going around the pool, passes going behind the guy. Fuck. Oh,
yeah, man. It was like 7 turnovers between both teams in 5 minutes.
I blame the Auckland social media guy who's on Facebook. I blame that guy. Replying to everybody and making fun of everybody. That's why the team's playing kaipu.
Yeah, but you know, it's not even just that, man. It's just because I saw a photo of the crowd when the 1A comp was playing. It looked packed, man. It looked packed, and you guys saw the photo I put on there. I stole it off social media. And then when I was watching the Auckland Canterbury game, I took a photo of my screen, of my TV screen. The crowd at the back was, man, no one there. You know, there was like half the people left, or over half. And that's like a NPC game.
Yeah.
You know, that should have been the curtain raiser. And the main event should have been the 1A comp. But man, I'm sad about that, but I don't know. I think I always knew this, and I always thought that NZR is behind the 8 ball when it comes to like trying to bring this NPC competition up. You know, they had some work to do because COVID pretty much screwed everything, and they had to like fight their way back up. South Africa's left Super Rugby, and Australia's not doing well on Super Rugby, so you know they're on the back foot already. They're gonna do something, but when it came down to NPC, it's even worse. Like there's no one in any other, even you watch any other game. You watch any other game that comes on during the week. You look at the stand when the camera goes to the stand behind.
Man, hey, it's like no one cares, man. No one cares.
That's right. No one cares. And I'm wondering, man, how can NZ get it down to this way, like, hey, they let it happen. They let it happen. And when you see the support for the schools rugby, you wonder, man, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. We are capable of filling stands when we care. And that's the thing. We don't care about these teams anymore. We don't care about NPC anymore. And that's the sad part of it. And NZR ain't doing anything to change it.
It's like they're letting it die to allow Super Rugby to kind of limp around with South Africa not being there. Because, man, like, I always thought South Africa was kind of like the testing team for the All Blacks. Like, we used to hone our skills against those guys. They had big forwards like us. They had fast-ranging backs like us. And we really struggled, like, when they left. Like, we were just giving Australia hidings after hidings. And it's just, we weren't getting better. We were just complacent on how good we were against Australia. And then now you can see us struggling against England, Ireland, Argentina. Because we don't have that same... when you're the best, you want to play the best. And I always feel South Africa is like one of those teams, but how do you, it's hard because how do you capture the passion from that Kelston game? The crowd, the flags, they brought their own signs. How do you capture that and then put it into the NPC level? That's a real struggle. And I think, COVID was a major factor, but also, I remember Sapiti Modi, he did an article about rugby union losing to the NRL, how the NRL has a better product now and how the passion for those teams are excited. I mean, Warriors are selling out all the time. So it sucks because I feel like they need to do one or the other. Either drop Super Rugby, put the money into NPC again, or drop NPC and then stick to Super Rugby of the 5 teams. I don't think you can do both anymore. Eh? That's a big issue now.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Got any thoughts on that, Alex?
Yeah, no, I agree with him, man. Like, Super Rugby's got to go, or NPC just needs to be just how it was back in the day, man. Like, simply if you because rep rugby at school level is not the same how it used to be. Like, there used to be an Auckland team. Now it's done as regions. I think if you when you make regions, they pick it like how they pick the Super Rugby Auckland team. So if you're going to Westlake and Kelston, and you're too far south to be part of the counties region, you end up falling into the Waikato, the Chiefs region. So they didn't do like a east-west like how they used to do. I think they brought it back like a couple of seasons ago for club rugby, and it was a sort of like a hit and miss because of the games that they were playing. But at least it showed all the talent, and it showed some of the talent that fell through the cracks, man. So it got them opportunities to showcase their talent on television, and they could move up a notch in terms of like rugby status, like playing for Auckland Bs or even be standby for the A's. But at the moment, there's too many too many hurdles to try and make it as an elite rugby player. Whereas in rugby league, you get scouted once, you only need to play one good game, and then you can get into one of these academies, man. Like a good example is like Epalahame, my good friend, who played a mean game at a curtain raiser against Glenora, or for Glenora against the South team. Scores 4 tries. The Warriors wanted to know who he was. A couple of weeks later, he was training with the Warriors, man. Like, stuff like that. It's like, you play one good game, bro, you can pretty much have a career playing league. And there's more league scouts, man.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are over here aren't throwing money, man. They're like throwing promises, like fake promises, And there's a whole lot of guys waiting to be picked up, and they're just waiting. They either waiting or missing opportunities, and just not being acknowledged that they're good players, man.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because even I remember watching a Roosters game, and they mentioned a Kelston boy, Nafahu White, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, they actually said Kelston? Yeah.
Well, he's straight out of First Team Rugby League, man. Following year, he's playing with the Roosters there,
Yeah.
So it goes to show that it is true. The First Team is elite in terms of like fitness and that, and they want you to play First Team even if you're a league player, because the rugby league competition is not really a competition, man. It's just social. It's still social grade, man. Unless you're playing Fox, unless you're playing Fox or Barcard and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the answer to that, to my question, is they have to look at what's going on with First 15 rugby, schools rugby, because the passion you see with these schools, especially these rival games like Auckland Grammar versus Kelston, or Auckland Grammar versus Kings, or St. Kitts versus Kelston. You know, these are milestone games every year that all the fans get up for. You know, it's like Crusaders versus Blues. You know, it's that game every year you mark on the calendar. But other than that, it's the tribalism that happens in schools rugby between the fans and the students, and how the schools, like how the students are loyal to their school. You know,
Battle of Rafka.
the battle of Rafka, you know, like that kind of stuff. It's a story behind it, you know, and you want to belong to it. Like you want to belong to a story, and these schools have these kind of stories. Like the boys who come from Kelston Boys, who went to Kelston Boys, even the old boys, they always come back to the school in some way, either on a Facebook page or they go to any game. You know, like I wonder how many old boys from Kelston went to the game yesterday. Probably a lot, man, heaps.
Yeah,
you know,
huge, right?
Yeah.
and any other game, like, you know, any other school. But the NZI has to capture that somehow, and I don't think they can like avoid it. They have to figure out a way to get people to come to the games, because I hate to see NBC die, and it's gonna take away Sky TV. You know, Sky TV ain't gonna pay for NBC if no one's going to the games. Like, what the hell? The cameramen are trying to avoid shooting empty stand. You know, they're doing the close-up shots to the game. Like, they don't, man, they're trying to, you know, angle the camera so there's people behind it, you know.
What's up on the 6 people sitting together?
I think the stadium's gonna close down the side where the camera's on, and everybody have to go sit on the other side where the camera's, you know, showing the camera. You know, and that's what happens when you go to Eden Park now. If you go to the game in Eden Park, you notice that on the side where the TV cameras, you know, where the coaches boxes, the south stand, like it's all empty because they've locked it down because they don't want anyone to sit there because you're not gonna see, the camera's not gonna see you. So they might get a packed out crowd on the other side on the north stand. So there's more people for the camera to view. It's like, shit, man. Gonna get down to those tricks now, you know. But
to be honest, also, bro, even like, sorry, I didn't really answer your question, but it's like, it seems like the one-day competition is doing what Super Rugby, or I mean, what NPC is doing at the moment. You know how they got the top half, they got the Premiership, and they got the Championship. It's like they're doing that right now, but there's still no people going down to the games, man. You know what I mean? It's like it's almost like to earn a Auckland jersey, is like there's no pride in that jersey anymore. Like all the regions have lost pride in their jerseys, man. Like another example is like we got a Kelston number 8 who was here a couple of seasons ago. He's now wearing the number 7 down the Chiefs in the Waikato region. Even like you look at Wallace, man. Wallace was like playing 15 rugby like 3 years ago. Now he's wearing a Chiefs jersey. It's like we can't keep all the talent here, right? But it's just sad that there's no room for them here, or like coaches don't want to pick them. They don't want to retain them, so they go somewhere else. But yeah, it's a mess, and it's sad that like no one has an answer to why the stands are empty, apart from tough times, not enough petrol, not enough to feed the kids for next week's school lunches. But man, maybe like 3 games rules. How about that? Let's fill the stadium, gold coin donation. Fuck, that would do me, man.
and you have to remember, the one in comp isn't on Sky anymore.
Yeah, bro,
remember
exactly.
they took it away. So like, the difference between the televised competition like NBC and the non-televised competition like 1A, and there's more people at the crowd. I was like, hey,
That's crazy.
how does that work?
Yeah.
You might as well just turn on the cameras again, and you probably get more ratings that way.
Yeah,
You know?
Well, it'll be interesting to see, like if we could see the engagement of how many people actually tuned into a Sky football game NPC as to a first 1A game. Like, yeah, because people want to be on TV. Yeah, like gone are the days people used to make signs to try and get on TV. Now people aren't even getting onto the games.
Yeah, we touched on this in another episode when they first announced they're gonna take away the Sky TV, hey, with the
Yeah.
school games. But they only did it in Auckland. They didn't do it anywhere else. You could watch the other games around the country. You just can't watch the Auckland games. And it's because all the principals and unions sort of thing agreed not to do it because of mental health. Like, come on. Like, yeah. Like, it's like big time. It's like big time rugby. Like, these kids have to learn how to face the media, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Lucky they didn't televise the Grandma game last week because all the supporters would have got mad about all the mud they were treating into the Cavaliers because they had to go stand on the field, eh? Man. We get it, man. We get it. Far. Angry.
Well, if you remember, the other thing was, you know, they take away the TV with the schools because all these rich schools were having more incentive to buy players because, you know, since your school's going to be on TV, you have to win to be in the finals, be in the semi-finals. You got more chance of your school to be exposed to Sky Sport and all that. So
Yeah.
but still, it's like, come on, man. This ain't PC, man. Like, these kids, what are they gonna do when they make it professionally? They're gonna be in front of the camera all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting. So, yeah, congratulations to Kelston Boys. So the next round is the Auckland one, eh? So who won the North Harbour schools?
I don't know. I haven't seen that Don's post yet, but I did see it was Westlake Rosmini in the final.
Oh yeah, and Westlake won last year. Eh?
Yeah, Westlake. They just lost to New Zealand. They made the final. But I'll see. But they did beat Kelston last year, or the year before. Sorry, the year before.
Thank you, boys. Sticking with rugby. So the big news this week was the blues man himself, Leon McDonald. He quit the All Blacks. So hey, he only had like what, 2 games? 2 games in, or 3 games in, 4 games in, 4 games in, and he's quit, man. He's quit before the South Africa tour next week. I don't think this has ever happened, like in All Blacks coaching staff history.
Yeah.
I know it's happened remember when Ian Foster, he got rid of Plumtree and another guy before, hey, it was his first year. But this is voluntarily, eh? This is like, I don't know if this is the first time this ever happened.
Yeah, apparently they had mutual understanding.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it's a bit of a shock, but it might not be a shock. But what was your thoughts about that, Eddie?
Yeah, I did a little bit of light reading, and I was trying to get like secondary sources, but so there were people chatting about like when it came to All Black selections, and there was conflicts on favoritism, because on social media everyone was saying why wasn't Satutu selected. You know, and they picked the Samoan guy, number 8 from the Chiefs. And yeah, and that was another thing was people talking about like captaincy. Like, you know, in the All Blacks, especially the coaching staff, when they pick their captain, it's usually the one guy they stick with the whole way. And everyone was thinking that Adi Savea deserved that spot. And I don't know, it seemed like he got a bit snubbed a bit, eh, when they picked Barrett. So yeah, it's like there's definitely a conflict of interest. And yeah, deciding to leave just before going to South Africa was huge. Like, I reckon there's some bad blood there, eh? Like, but they've worked with each other in the past, you know, ex-teammates and whatnot. So it is strange, and hopefully it doesn't play on the boys' heads too much when we go over to play. Because yeah, they're even chatting about like senior members had to kind of hold the team together for that test in Eden Park. So yeah, a bit worrying. Hopefully it's not too deep and he ends up doing a Robbie Deans on us and joins Australia. But that's always on the cards, eh? When they leave the All Blacks.
Well, yeah, that's
Oh man, to be honest, man, I could not give 2 fucks about the All Blacks and what's going on with them. But to be fair, I think McDonald probably had enough of Razor's bullshit, man.
Yeah, well,
Because I think I've said in other episodes, like, it's one thing to like when asked the question, how well do you think your boys are going, and then highlight individuals' brilliances. But collectively as a team, it's like, fuck, the team when they lost their first game played shit, man. They were literally shit. Like, I felt the appointing of the captaincy, however, yeah, Adi should be captain hands down, bro. Like, there's no way you should pick another guy who's, or why? Oh, because you know him background. He's one of your club, you know, your franchise that you've coached at all these years. Like, that sort of shit's done, bro. Like the fact that still happens in this era, you know what I mean? The fact that, like, at the World Cup, Adi was the one who had to be the glue for the team, you know, when they played with 14 players for the rest of that game. Like, I don't think, respectively, if I was a player in the ABs listening to our captain Scott, like, I'll just look at him. I would be looking past him, bro. I'll be like, fuck up and just fucking pull something out of your ass and make it happen, bro. Because your actions ain't doing shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas Adi doesn't need to say much. All he needs to say is like, boy, the game's not over. The game's not finished, man. And he will action everything else that you want to see, like your boys do, man. And just fucking put your head down and get your ass up and fucking get the shit done. Like, yeah, maybe the biggest point of difference between their two coaching styles was the favoritism, I guess. You're not always gonna agree. Like, I thought keeping Ioane on the bench, like one of the games, and then seeing how bad that looked when Leonard Brown started. Like, I think when you got Scott Barrett starting, Geordie starting at second five, and like in a combination that's probably been fit for the World Cup, but it's not working at the moment because, you know, we're so used to seeing wingers score tries, right? That's why you bring the boys like running rugby as a sort of play, but they haven't even been doing that, man. So it just seems like maybe Scott Robertson's trying to change too much, too fast, and it doesn't seem to be working for the ABs at the moment. And like, you know, like the rest of the world's catching up to us, man. And I thought the game that they lost against Argentina was like a big wake up call. Like, bro, whatever you're doing out in Canterbury is not working. Apart from bringing guys in short call. Like, you know, when he brought Hotham over, like, what kind of shit is that, man? Like, we literally got other halfbacks here, and then he bleeds me blood. Like, fucking, I'm sure McDonald would have been like, what the fuck is that shit? Like, bro, Auckland had a halfback, and he was like one of your best halfbacks, and you couldn't even give him a call. Like, not even the respect to say, oh, tell her, hey, bro, we're not going to go for you. What's the bit that conversation didn't even happen? That's probably why McDonald's like, nah, don't want to be part of this sort of shit, man. Like, you know, has to be the reason, because I'd rather respect you as a friend later than fucking hate you and be like, yo, fuck, you full of shit, man. That's why your team's fucking playing shit. Like, boys don't respect you. So I wouldn't be surprised if we hear this sooner than later. Hey, that guys don't respect the coaching stuff. But I'm glad that he actually, for his own tendency, said, nah, I've had enough. I don't want to deal with that shit anymore. But like I said, I don't really care about the AVs, bro. Just want Samoa to fucking do well, man. Like, you know, let's get our finances sorted, man. And someone apologize to Brian Lima, man, before he starts exposing everybody under the sun, man, you know?
Sure. Yeah, man, like, it's not a good look, eh? It's not a good look for the All Blacks. It's not a good look for the ABs this close to the, you know, to the start of the season. And, you know, I think it goes two ways. It can go two ways. You can look at it two ways. You can look at it in a negative way and a positive way. I think if you look at it in a negative way, why did this shit happen? You know, it doesn't feel right. Like, if you didn't agree in the beginning, like, you know, when you chose your coaching staff, should you have sorted this all out so this wouldn't happen? Because this seems like a big fail. Like, if you had sorted it out before, like, you wouldn't have this problem. So there's that, right? So you wonder if they can recover, or if you wonder if there's something that's right about McDonald's decision to leave. Like, did he see something that is wrong with the All Blacks, considering that they lost their first game against Argentina, and the selections were kind of like, oh, okay, maybe there was some disagreement there. In the positive light, you can say that, you know, if something's gone wrong, you gotta nip it in the bud straight away. You gotta get rid of the problem straight away before it gets worse, you know? So maybe it's a good thing that this happened, that they came to agreement and McDonald leaves before, you know, resentment builds up. It builds up, you know. Because if you leave someone there that's unhappy, it'll just get worse later on down the line, you know. So maybe it's a good way to make sure that doesn't happen. But at the same time, you know, it is a bad look, you know. And I remember there was an interview with Razor saying when he was asked why did he pick Leon McDonald to be your assistant, and he said, you know, besides the history we had together, we played together for the Crusaders. They even worked together as the same thing. I think they were coaches for the Crusaders for 1 year before Leon McDonald jumped up to the Blues head coach. You know, so maybe there was an opportunity that Leon had to be a head coach at the Blues, or maybe that was a disagreement they had again, which why he came up to the Blues. We don't know. Yeah, you know, so.
Or you can also spin it like he's had a taste of what head coaches need to do. You know, he brought the Blues to that standard, you know, when the Crusaders were falling apart, especially this year. Like, I wonder if, like, in his mind, he's got all his systems that have worked. And then when he's gone under Robinson, he's gone by the old systems that unfortunately didn't work against Argentina in that first game, you know?
Yeah. So, you know, I don't think we're going to know the real truth. I think no one's going to know the real truth. Everyone's going to just speculate and go by what was said before, go by interviews and that. But if you guys haven't seen that documentary they did on Razor, like, he did mention that the way Leon McDonald, he coaches is that he looks at the bad stuff that can happen. He looks at the things that could go wrong. And for Razor, he's the type of guy that looks for the things that could go right. So he reckons that that's a good assistant coach to have. A clue there is like maybe Leon saw everything was wrong, and the wrong thing was the coach is wrong. You're wrong, Razor. You're wrong. Your selections are all wrong, man. And Razor couldn't take it. And they had an argument. And Razor said, you know what? You should just fuck off then. And then Leon goes, you know what? I will. You know? And that's what happened. That's
he's probably like, why are you playing Mark when Kalepo fucking scored the majority of the Blues tries this year? Like, what that fucking makes no sense? And he goes, look, well, don't look at me like that, okay? And he goes, fuck you and your shit, bro. I've had enough of your bullshit, mate. I fucking had enough. Oh, fuck off then. Yeah, I will. Yeah, but you can't. That's what will happen. I bet you can't. And then next minute, you had enough. Nah, but I feel like I support his move to not to stay though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because there would have been like some decisions, like especially with like rearranging, like, you know, from the World Cup that came back, like that team that came back, right? Why would you change a backline that was pretty much already informed like the way it was? Why would you rearrange it? Like, it didn't need to. Like, and maybe the idea of rewarding guys who played well in Super Rugby, like the guys from Wellington, and when they came into the fold, like maybe rewarding them probably didn't make sense as to why you should change your team that much, because it was only like not even a handful of players that didn't return, you know? So ideally the team should still be the same. But to nearly lose to England and then to lose to Argentina, it's like, bro, I'm sure Leon McDonald was like, see, I told you. That's probably what he was thinking. But he didn't say it, but he's like, I told you. And he probably really told one of the leadership as well, like, see, the guy didn't ever listen. And then it leaked the conversation, and then, oh, is that what you said?
And you have to remember too, they're gonna meet South Africa. And South Africa's been on fire, man, since the World Cup. They're champions for a reason, man, and All Blacks have to prove that they can beat them, and I don't think they have yet. And I think Leon knows that. Look, I think they've been on a high horse beating Argentina, getting the crowd back on again. Yeah. And then, you know, they're gonna meet South Africa. I think, man, Leon just jumped off the ship before it sank, man, when they meet South Africa, man. Well, I think there's been disagreements, man. I think Leon was like, nah, South Africa's gonna beat us if we didn't do this, don't do that.
Maybe
I feel like we're not ready.
For Harry Plummer. It was what if he's betting for Harry Plummer? He goes, Harry Plummer needs to do a Lima Sapawanga in South Africa and then fucking I'll give him a jersey. But he's probably like 252, eh? He's like, oh, I don't know. That's a big call, mate.
It's scary because, like, South Africa sent home, like, 7 of their players after that first test against Australia. So they basically had, like, a B team playing against Aussie in that second test. I think they wanted to rest the players for the All Blacks. And they still beat Australia with their semi-B team. So South Africa's talent and depth is huge, eh? Like, it's going to be a hard game over there, especially at their home.
AB's gonna lose. They're gonna lose, and
Yeah.
and like Lady said, Leon's gonna be smiling back home, man. I told you. I told you.
Yeah, he will be, bro. Well, man, we should be breaking news and be the first to get interviewed Leon McDonald. But hey, what did you think about the AB's result on the weekend against the Bucks? Fucking, if he'd be like, yeah, it was he'd be fucking smiling inside.
But if you remember, been working for the ABs, right, as a coach or assistant coach is one of the biggest jobs you can get in New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
Like to step down from that, like say you got the biggest opportunity of your whole life to work for a company that a few people have worked for, you know, and you only get paid, you know, and the prestige you get out of it, like working for this company, and you're only there for 3 weeks. You don't agree with the management, and they say, "Oh, sorry, I'm out." You know, it's like, hey, you're gonna throw away your career? No, I'm out. I'm out. You know that, man. Something went wrong, man. You can't tell me that. Yeah, it was mutual. It was mutual because the Reds said fuck off, and Leon said, "Yeah, I'm gone." You know that's how mutual it was. But man, you can't tell me that it was like, you know, it was all good. Nah, man. You can't step down off a big job like that.
Yeah.
And throw it away, for no good reason.
Yeah.
Like something that can be swept up in the carpet, but it's not. Something that you really believe in. And for Leon McDonald to give up to him, man, because he had the balls to do that. You know, he probably lost that window to coach Scotland, because I think Scotland were after him as a head coach, and he turned him down to be assistant for the All Blacks. But you know, I've heard on social media, like other people saying, like, if you're a head coach, you don't want to be assistant. You know, he's been head coach of the Blues. He turned the Blues around. You know, thank Leon McDonald for turning the Blues into what they are now. You know, he was just one season short. It was just one season short to win the championship, but he chose the All Blacks. You know, and now he's out. So hope he gets a new job. Hope he does get a job under Joe Smith and probably turn the Wallabies around, because we need the Wallabies, man. We need the Wallabies to be good for Super Rugby, for Super Rugby's sake. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like we need South Africa to come back into that Super Rugby fold. Just stick to those 3 countries, because, man, like, how many games I remember watching on TV at North Harbour Stadium? You know, now when all the Bulls fans roll up, or the Stormers fans, like, it's crazy. You know, now all that revenue's gone.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if the NZIU is trying to cut back on costs.
Yeah, well, they're part of this SANZA, right?
Yeah.
So there was a disagreement somewhere, and I believe that NZR and Australia Rugby got their head up their ass and just too proud. They let South Africa go. South Africa had reason to not play Super Rugby because of the money thing, the travel. Can you please help?
Yeah, the logistics,
Can you please help? And New Zealand said, nah, we're not going to help you. If you don't like it, you guys can go. Oh, yeah, we'll go then. Hey, you know? I think something like that happened, man. Like, you know, like, but for the sake of the competition, man, just give it up, man. Just give them what they want, man. Just give them what they want. Bring them back in, and make this comp great again. Make Super Rugby great again. Oh no, man, because right now it just sucks right now, man. I'm watching NRL hard out. You know what? This is the first year. I said this before. This is the first year I'm watching hard out NRL than I ever did in my whole life, man. Because it's better. It's a better product, like you said, Eddie. It's a better product right now. Boys, since we're still talking about sports, should we move on to the announcement? So RTS, man, he's gonna be going to Toa Samoa. He said no to the Kiwis. Well, actually, that was his thing coming back into league. I think he made that decision before he came back to league. Because Stacey Jones that broke the news. Yeah, and he was sad. He said, "Oh, nah, RTS." Gonna go play for Toa Samoa, and you know I tried to convince him, but that was part of his decision to come back to league to go play for Toa Samoa. Good news, man. Good news. How you guys taking that news?
I was stoked as to be honest. Like, man, it's like, you know, those times you used to like spend with your boys, like on your lunch break, like talking about like the what ifs for like Toa Samoa, oh man, what if this guy joined? What if this guy joined, It's actually becoming a reality now. Like, I feel like, especially with the NRL rules around, like, the eligibility of how they can pick allegiances, sorry.
Yeah.
It's good for the game, I feel. Like, for International Rugby League. And it kind of expands that whole, the top three being England, Aussie, New Zealand all the time. Now you've got Tonga, like poking their finger up there, like sticking it to them. And then now you got Toa Samoa following suit. Like, I'm excited for like PNG and Fiji, coming in, like I reckon RTS during Toa Samoa is like, it's huge. Like, it'd be good for the game, be good for the for up and coming players that look up and be like, hey, yo, if I crack the NRL, like, Samoa's that option that, you can always play. And, a lot of players that do pick Samoas, they do it for their families, their parents,
Yeah.
grandparents. So, like, nah, man, I'm so excited here.
Very hard. Hard up, man. Shout out to Roger's old man Johnny, bro. Because I was watching I'll be watching the Sports Cafe podcast, and Eric Rush was talking about how Roger was one of the talented kids that used to play touch. The touch was done in East Tamaki, and he said that his old man used to help him coach. Because Eric Rush's son played lock as well, so the group of boys who they knew they were gonna crack it. But it was funny that he popped them up by giving them the opportunity to sort of like say like, bro, your son's the man, bro. And when the league opportunity rose, he took it. But then, his dad made him ring Eric Rush and say, hey, you better ring him and tell him that you're gonna go play league. And Eric Rush apparently said to Roger like something like, oh, bro, that's all good, man. Go learn everything you can and come back and try and crack the All Blacks. And he ticked that off, you know what I mean? So like, for him to go and honor his dad, like go play for Samoa, like fuck, that's massive, man. That's huge. Especially seeing what the boys have done in the last Rugby League World Cup. You know what I mean? Like, bro, he's gonna bring so much more excitement and experience, and just imagine that backline, Sole. That backline's gonna be killer, eh? Like, I feel sorry for any team who tries to kick it behind him or even Stephen Crichton. Like, imagine if they end up putting him on the same side as Brian. So, oh shit. Bro, you're gonna be throwing miss passes, bro. Or you're gonna be watching his fancy feet and the guy backing up off him, you know what I mean? So, now it'll be cool, man.
Sua Whangalongo in the mix.
Yeah. Well, you hope they that Jerome doesn't chase the Australia jersey, you know what I mean? But I mean, if there's any PI tests in between that, like, you never know. But nah, yeah. Next World Cup, bro, you hope those boys still come out and show up for the tour, because fuck, we've seen Roger do it at the World Cup, bro. Fuck, I'll go buy another 20 flags, bro, and have RTS tagged on my house, bro. Even though he's from Who College, bro. Nah, bro, but just show off for the bro, because that's massive, man. Especially someone of his pedigree, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's good news, bro. That's probably like the second best news after the 1A Custom Championship, bro. It's probably Roger saying he's gonna play for the tour, man. Like, it's that trifecta. It's like, bro, the trifecta week, man.
Oh, it's big news. It's big news. It is big news. And considering the fact that Joseph Suwali is leaving to go to Union, it's great timing too. Now they've got an option at a fullback with a guy like with a caliber player like RTS, like Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And just, what, it's cool. Like, just hearing the line that says he's gonna move forward in the future, play for Toa Samoa, play for his family, and they represent his family. Always brings a tear to my eye when guys do that. They play for their country like that. Like, it was funny because I jumped on YouTube and I tried to look for anything that's on YouTube about the announcement. But then I came across the Toa Samoa versus England game, that semi-final that they won. So I just watched that. And man, it still hits, man. The last 5 minutes of that match still hits, man. And when Stephen Crichton kicks that ball and it goes over
Jump
through the posts, and then they just jump on him. You
No,
know,
all I can hear is that Toso song, bro. That Toso Mai song, bro. When Steve goes in the pocket and kicks that ball, bro. Fuck.
yeah, man. Wow, and then you see the coaches box, and the coaches are like screaming, shouting, like jumping up and down,
Man, I watched that game so many times, eh?
bro. But that's what you want, man. You want the opportunity to do that. I mean, Stephen Crowden could have missed. You know, England could have won, but it didn't, man. That's the opportunity. You know, England could have had their set and scored a goal, but they didn't. You know, they could have, but they didn't. But that's the opportunity.
Yeah.
The opportunity, you know, you just gotta get yourself in the opportunity. Doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you get to that opportunity and you get it. That's all we ask for, man. And it can go and or won't go. 50-50, it goes. That's all you need, man. So, man, it's beautiful. But yeah, man, like I think the thing for me is like the other boys have to confirm who they're gonna play for.
Yeah.
Because if you're a second tier, it's easy for you to jump to first tier and come back to second tier. Hey, that's the rule in rugby league. You can't go sideways. First tier to another first tier, you can go back, but you can't and go back up. But I don't think, like you said, let's still Jerome Noy hasn't confirmed yet, huh? No. So, but yeah, I think all you have to do is look at the highlights again for the England game. That's all you gotta do. That's all the boys need to do. Look at the highlights, the England game, and get that feeling again. Get the.
Well, there's one other thing
pride
he
again.
could do. We'll see. There's one other thing he could do. Is just ring Mel himself and go, is Daly playing? Yeah, fuck that. He said no way. Fuck that. I'm not playing with him.
Yeah.
And then, so he had to say was.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a big loss for the Kiwis. I guess because they still got guys at the back. They got Nickel Cox there, no?
Yeah.
Still got him. Yeah, they got some players. So I can't remember if RTS played for Kiwis last year. Was he available? Well, when they beat Australia? It's 30-0 when they beat Australia.
No, he
still
didn't play in that game.
Yeah, I think he's still under the rugby contract. Yeah.
Yeah. He was playing EPC.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It didn't finish until beginning of this year. His contract. But no, man, it's good timing. Yeah. See what happens. Because they're going to play England, eh? So they play England after the NRL season. They got for 3 tests, I believe.
Oh, that'd be nice.
3 tests or 2 tests or... Because I think it was Tonga that went last year. And Samoa stayed for the Tri-Nation. But I think they're going to swap now. It's Tongan campaigns, Tri-Nation, Kangaroos and Kiwis, and Toa's going to go up to the UK.
No,
So, boys, any more words on that?
No.
Before we move on, I just want to say, I'm just looking at the Herald, and there's still no story on Kelston winning the one. Come on, Herald.
Wow.
What's going on?
I saw all
What's
over
going
social
on,
media.
Huh?
It's all over social media, anyways.
Yeah, but one is an Auckland competition, Auckland Rugby.
Yeah.
Come on, Herald.
It's funny you say that. It's like, do you guys reckon that, like, especially when it comes to news, like the people's news, it comes through like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook?
Yeah, it seems to be TikTok and because it used to be X. Like I used to be breaking news was always on Twitter. Like first, like the moment it happened, or it's live now. It's like always on Twitter and that. But yeah, it seems to be coming through Insta or TikTok. Hey, a lot of it now.
Okay, it's time for Fia Poko of the week.
Wow, man! I tell you what, man. There's been some pretty average Fia Poko of the week. See, I don't know whether people are serious or not. Or
I think people look at it at the clip and see, man, I don't want to be on there.
yeah. But I seen a switch up of a lady. She's like she's sitting in her car, right? And she's an Uber driver, and she switches up the music like pretty damn quick. So she rolls up and like what she's playing is like some like what is it called? Like some hill song, like some church song, church music. And as soon as the passenger jumps in the car, she changes the music. Like she's obviously trying to cater to the passenger. But when you hear the lyrics that's coming out of the song, it's when you're like, oh nah. See, it sounds like a nice like little church song that she's jamming, eh? And then nah, bro, the switch up it's gold, eh?
I can't play the song because of copyright.
But yeah, but I just had to laugh, bro. She's obviously playing the church song, and then all you can hear is "There's some holes in this bed. There's some holes in this bed." Surely, this. I don't know who, but I think the Fia Poko has to go to the driver for like trying to play some laugh. This one here is like I put down as I don't know whether it's a laugh or cry, and it's from the Swanland and it's a guy who are like it's a series of people covering their loved ones' eyes and making them put their fingers or their hands into something what they think is like whatever. But the amount of people who become victims to what they see when they open their eyes and the horror, right? They're like, it's obviously a watermelon, but this lady's got her eyes covered, and then she sees a horse in front of her, and she's like horrified, right? But the reactions, man, it's like, man, like this guy here, he just looked at the dog, and he's like, why would you do that to me, man? That poor dog. Like this mom, and she sees the Miley when she takes off the blindfold, and she's like, oh God, why? And like this one here, man, this guy when he sees the dog, and he's like, Christ, like what the? But here's why I call each and every one of those people Fia Pokos. Number one, if someone tells you to cover your eyes or put a blindfold on and stick out your finger, you're stupid. Like there's no argument, there's no sort of like trying to correct you. It's just like, just don't do that at all. Like save yourself the oh my gosh. And just don't do it at all, man. You know, this is ridiculous. Man.
Was that guy about to smell his finger?
Yes, well, that's it. You know, there's always going to be that one guy who's going to get smell a finger, right? Oh, man.
What the? I'm shocked.
Yeah,
Here's one posted by Phil, but it's when your mother-in-law comes in swinging. So there's a guy who tries to make a prank, but he tries to slap his missus. Like over something, and the mom's obviously watching TV, but the mom's reaction, like he must have thought like, "Ha, this is a prank," and see what my mom does. Like she's probably gonna agree with me, but bro, mom wasn't playing, eh? Like, bro, she got up on his face and was gonna beat him up, bro. But it's funny that it's a prank. Like he thinks like, just wait there, bro. The mom came with the sit down, surely. That's embarrassing, eh? But he's a Fia Poko for trying to be playing this sort of stupid joke. And I think the last one here is a guy who tried to propose to his missus, man. And man, so this is a bit of advice to anybody who proposes to their gangy, right? Do it where if you happen to drop the ring, you know it's gonna be on the ground.
Yeah.
So this guy obviously goes somewhere romantic and it's above. It looks like a pier, right? Like on a boardwalk. Where you fish, you know, you might jump off like at a wharf or something. And because he tries to feel romantic with his baby and gets on his knee and he says, will you marry me? And the fucking, where's this thing happens? The ring falls out. And it just happens to be big enough to fall through the crack and onto the ground and through the hole and into the water. Like, whoever told him that's a nice place to propose, yeah, uppercut your friend. Like, that was the wrong advice.
Wow. Just push the baby over.
But man, can you imagine that, bro? Imagine I'd be how fucking angry. I'd be pissed, bro. I was pissed just watching that, man. But yeah, I'll leave that to you guys, man. Who do you think is the Fia Poko of the week, bro? Because yeah,
I reckon it'll be the proposal also.
Yeah,
because like the girl will be like, "Hey, like, why did it fall through the crack so easily? Like, wasn't the diamond big enough?"
Yeah, I said the with an old Tensei coin is all I'm with, am I? Yeah, nah, straight up, hey.
No, man, that's crazy.
Shout outs to the Uppercut Yourself too. Yeah, I never forget my bro's proposal for Charlie. That was on Instagram.
Nice, boys. Yeah, should we give out a Uppercut Yourself Award? Is there anything you've heard on the session that deserves the Uppercut Award?
No, you go first, Eddie. I can't think of one. Remember?
Uppercut Yourself. Probably the NZIU for dropping the ball on letting South Africa go, bro.
Yeah,
Like
Charlie.
whoever was on that panel, they goes, "Oh yeah, go." Totally.
yeah, that's so true, eh? Like you think about like the yeah, like just the because you want your team to play the best, eh?
Yeah.
And like obviously Ireland obviously held their own for as long as they did. And like for South Africa to go north and play, like they would have seen their talent as well. Yeah, shit, yeah.
Yeah,
How
Yeah, I give it
dangerous we used to be. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
before England won the World Cup, all the World Cup winners were from the Tri Nations. How dangerous that comp was. Every game was like on the edge, Since Erica left, bro, nah, man. The crack showed before they left too. Yeah.
yeah. I'm giving my Uppercut Award to NZR, but not for the reasons you said. Just for the reason of bloody not moving with the times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just still stuck in the past, man. Still stuck with the old ways. Like, come on, mate. Whoever does that is doomed to fail, man. And you're seeing it right now. We've seen it firsthand. We've seen it with the NPC going down. You've seen All Blacks not going to be the team that wins every year anymore soon. The aura is gone. The rest of the world's already catched up.
Yeah.
Competition suffers because South Africa's not there, and that's a fault of NZR because they failed to, take their head out of their ass and just roll with the times, man.
Yeah.
So
Who gets the uppercut? The one guy or the whole board?
the whole board. Because earlier on,
Even game like that.
they didn't want to fire themselves. Remember what happened earlier this year?
Yeah,
They had a report saying that the board must go.
Yeah.
The board must change. And
Yeah,
then they
that's
voted against it. They voted, oh, nah,
Yeah.
maybe half the board can go and half can stay. Oh, come on, you can't do half now. See,
Yeah.
there's another reason to uppercut yourself.
And I bet you the half that stayed were the ones that made the decision.
True.
And the other half, they're looking at each other going, I told you he was going to walk. I told you Leon was going to walk back. Son of a bitches.
All right, boys. You got a memory lane for us, let's.
Before the memory lane, do you reckon we can drop this new segment from Phil that so you lied on your CV, Hills?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
Man. So when you lie on your CV, inspired from the Phil, your buddy, there's a guy who's trying to teach people how to do Kung Fu. You see that? Or Taekwondo?
Oh, yes.
Or is it Aikido? I'm confused because this guy, he obviously looks like a black belt, fourth dan. But if you watch what he's doing, like, what? Imagine paying $535 a year to learn something from this guy doing what he's doing. Like, I don't think that is on, like, is that like just kids playing in the playground, or is that like he's like, I don't get it. Like, it makes sense. Like, he must have lied on the CV. Like, I used to fight with Jackie Chan. Oh, nah. Like, what is that? He's a good liar. That's what he is. Another one here.
He reminds me of Madden, that character Madden plays. The
Shenane.
Dragonfly.
The
Dragonfly Jones.
It does he? He just needs to value himself black and grow some dreads and put a little moustache on. Man, the con artists is in the world, bro. Far out.
You know what makes it worse? The assistants. They're letting it
Probably
happen,
his granddaughter and his grandson. That's probably why. Babysitting duties.
Oi,
Oh my god.
would you hold the gun that close?
And it's a girl too. Come on.
Another one is so it's obviously a guy on the excavator, or looks like a bobcat, and he's trying to remove some plants in the front of a house. So if you were like saying, yeah, I'm experienced, so all he's got to do is just get the bobcat, the bucket deep enough to dig. But it's what happens afterwards, man. This is why you don't lie on your CV. Just, yeah, I'm experienced, so you got to get deeper, right? And then no, you just don't break the house like that. Like, that is not part of the plan. Like, fuck me. Some of these people say that I can drive the digger and they go do that shit, bro. Fuck me. Bro, I'm in the wrong job myself, man. Like, that's a red card for me, mate.
Can you imagine being the homeowner? Hey, you want a cup of tea or anything? No, I'm good. Okay, I'm just gonna go lay down inside and sorry.
But seriously, bro, like, bro, some people, bro, why they like this TV? This one here was like, this is from Polynesians and Vibes. It was like, this guy, like, to this day is, so I've titled this, to this day, is still one of the best Pacifica impersonators today. When you lie on your CV that you can't dance. That this guy does, obviously, an interest at his dad's surprise birthday. And if you can imagine the music is being played, this is the song Beat It.
Flying lover.
Sell it. Like, this guy had it on lock, man. And
Tell it,
it's
he's
shake the
pretty good.
vibe for me. It's this dance bit right here. Ouch. Can you do that with your knee now, Eddie? Or when you recover, also, I want to see those red pants. Also.
So that's how I
See
broke
those
my
red
knee.
pants, man. Like, that guy, whoever he told that he can't dance. And the lucky last for the our first ever when you lied on your CV is, and I titled this now when you're really taking the piss. So the guy's got a car up on the lift and he's trying to take the tire off. So all he's done is take the cover off, but not the lug nuts. And he can't get it off, and he's not asking for help, so he grabs a hammer. He starts trying to hammer the wheel to come off. But if you have a look, he just took the cover off. It's covering the lug nuts, but the lug nuts are still attached, and he's not asking for help. He's just, so he didn't lie on the CV. He clearly didn't lie on the CV. Like, fuck.
So if that was an islander, he'd be like, "Yep, give me the hammer." Come here.
Put your hand like this. Put your face like this. Far out, man.
Maybe I thought it was a character's job.
On the left. That's the first spot on the left, surely.
The man was trying to do the bonus stage on Street Fighter 2.
Straight up, hey. I kind of got a feel for letting us use that. Yeah, so you lie on your CV, bro. That's incredible, man. That some people can be that silly, eh? So the memory lane. I posted a picture, man. I don't know if you can see the picture. It's a picture of an old school telephone, and it's got a title 137. So 137, when you used to lomi the buttons on the landline, and the landline you'd push 137, and then you'd hang up the handset onto the phone, and then the phone would ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, back in the day, bro, my family, we used to prank each other hard out on this one, eh? Like, you push 137 and hang up the phone, and the phone will ring, and you'd propel like you couldn't hear the phone ringing, eh? The phone! Bro, I used to egg my sister off, bro. She used to come out of the toilet and be like, run to the phone, hello? But it's no one there, eh? It's just another way you make the phone ring. So, I put it to you guys, do you ever have memories of pressing that 137 just to make the phone ring?
Yeah. Oh man. I was at my auntie's house this one time in Kingsland, eh? And I remember cousins were doing that. They used to do 137 and show me how to do it. And I was like, oh man, this is mean as. Then went back to my house. And then I used to do it every time, like, you know, those Jehovah's Witness people coming. So I used to do the 137 and it'll start ringing. And then my dad knew, eh? He was like, oh, I gotta answer this call and close the door. So we used to use that all the time.
Yeah, no, I never did the 137, eh?
Yeah.
But I remember that phone real well, eh? I remember back in the days, like, we had the phones with goes around.
The white, yeah.
The ring ones, yeah.
The ring one. And when I saw I think it was my auntie, they were the first, like, that's the first time I seen a phone with buttons. That's that same phone that's in the photo. I thought, man, that's the future. Like, wow, that's the future. You got a fancy phone. And then we got the phone and we're like, yeah, look, buttons, you know. It was like, and then there was the call, eh? And then the call was never long enough. If your sister had it, man, she's done the call for hours, eh? Like, someone needs to use the phone. Or remember getting told off because my dad will think that someone from Samoa was trying to ring and got the phone, someone might ring, you know.
I think it was the same design, but remember when they had the lights on
Yeah.
the numbers? Yeah, I thought it was Flash when the cordless phones came around. Damn.
Oh yeah, that was the
Yeah.
next. That was the next flash.
Yeah.
So we one of those kids that used to go stand on the footpath when you're talking on the phone, like watching the neighbors, like when the guy was vacuuming the lawn. We like those ones. Kind of show off like with your fellas call us phone. Hey, little I was like, I'm not even talking to anybody. Just want to have a bit nosy.
I can't imagine the world like that. Hey, like I know we lived it, but man, I can't imagine it now. Eh?
Yeah.
Like imagine having one phone in the whole house. Everyone has to use it. Like
Oh, man.
someone's using it. Oh, I need the phone.
Bro, I used to hate it when we obviously must have got like a printer or a fax machine and we had one in the room, man. And then someone figured out, oh, you can actually plug the other phone in there. So we put our old phone, and then someone would do the 137, bro, from the room, and then I'd pick it up, hello, and they'll be pranking me from the phone. And I'm like, who's this? Who is this? And like, it's me. And like, oh, fuck. You mad, eh? Like, man, stop doing that. But yeah, I hated that the telecom white phone. You know the telecom white phone?
Yeah.
And it had the real loud ass ring. Oh my gosh, bro. I was like traumatized from that phone, bro.
Had that little plastic thing you could take off and had a paper
Yeah.
underneath.
And you
You
could
can write
store the
down
numbers, they write down
Yeah,
the
yeah,
numbers. Like you push one speed dial,
yeah.
speed dial, one. Yeah. Bro. This generation has no idea the struggle was so yeah, hey, man.
No idea. So boys, moving on. What's next? What's next? Should we do what have we been watching?
Yeah. You get first, Eddie.
I'm watching a few things, but mostly on YouTube. But I watched this mean ass doco, but it was pretty long. Like I wouldn't recommend anyone watching it. It's about an hour and a half long. But it was about like an ancient Persia, eh? And this dude, he's a bit of a vale, eh? He wanted to challenge his brother for the throne of Persia. So the man hired 10,000 Greeks from Sparta, Athens, and whatnot. It's pretty cool. Like these 10,000 dudes came together. They had their own commanders, whatnot. Solid. They got paid to fight for him. They went to the middle of Iran, had the battle. But while they were having the battle, they were kind of like stuck in the middle. And then when they sent scouts to find out the guy who paid them, he died. So it's the doco is about these 10,000 Greeks that fought their way all the way back to the sea to make it back home. It was pretty cool, like pretty interesting, but like, god damn, not the guy that paid you died.
You Jackie Chan singing war.
What?
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. How long was that doco? Is that on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah, nah, man, it's crazy. And like, they tried to bargain with the guy that won. Oh, you know, are you able to let us go? Blah blah. And he's like, nah, bro. So they got chased. Like 10,000 men were chased all across Iran up to Turkey, Anatolia.
Pretty much.
And then
yeah.
they made friends along the way, you know what I mean? Like they'll come to one town and like the town will welcome them in, and then the town's like, hey man, we'll give you food and stuff, but can you take out this other town? So they were settling scores while they were moving forward. Like they became like a company of mercenaries basically, yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool how they made it back. But yeah, I thought that was a mean doco to watch, but yeah, that was pretty cool.
Nice. How about you? That's
Oh, bro, I've had a lot of time to just listen to podcasts and watch some stuff on YouTube. But I'll touch on something I watched. What did I watch? What was I watching? Oh, I started watching Justified. I don't know if you've seen Justified on Disney. I think it's Justified Primal.
Ooh.
It's about Marshall, and he's from the South, and his dad was a kingpin drug dealer back in the day as a kid, and he ends up turning on his whole town sort of thing. But it's bloody good, eh? Like they've all six seasons are on Disney Plus at the moment. If you're into like those like someone investigating and someone who actually goes into depth and knows who's linked to who, does his homework and that.
Yeah.
To sort of like find like, crack cases and stuff. But this new stuff, bro, it's pretty freaky. The first 2 episodes. I've just been watching that. Watching the Cooking with Rona. And I haven't caught up on Shorty. So me and my wife are like 2.5 weeks behind Shorty Street. We haven't had time to watch it, man, because I've been busy outside trying to do stuff around the house.
It's on 3 times a week now, eh?
It is on 3 times a week. But apparently there's a night shift. Like, apparently people are going on about it on socials about the night shift of Shorten Street. So I'm not too sure if that's reruns or it's a whole nother spin-off from Shorty. But I'll probably find out tonight. I'll probably try and watch a couple of episodes after this. But nah, yeah, that's all I've been watching.
Seki.
Sure. Yeah, I haven't been watching much. But I have been sort of doing some stuff before me and Eric get on the Channel 135 podcast. We're gonna do an episode on trailers. So I told Eric to watch these trailers and just have a chat about them. But one of them is Gladiator 2.
Oh yes.
So I don't know if you guys have seen it.
It's
The trailer to Gladiator 2, huh?
It's Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Denzel Washington, and it's funny because I think the production of it is banking on Denzel Washington as a star power to appeal to the audiences, because he's in a lot of the trailer, you know. And if you look at the trailer, it's enough to know that he's one of the like leaders of the gladiators. He's like the guy that looks after all the gladiators, and it's not even the main character, right? But he's in most of the scenes in the trailer. I think to get our interest in it, because he's a star. You know?
Yeah.
So I think the new Gladiator is not, obviously it's not Russell Crowe because he died. Maximus, he died, but it's the little kid. It's a little kid that's in the first one.
Oh, true.
He grows up.
He
grows up. But the actor, his name is I forgot his name, but he's an unknown actor. I think he's starred in other films, but like in the background,
True.
like a supporting role kind of guy. So I'm not really convinced him being a star, you know. But I don't know. Might be his first time being like an action star, because it's like an action film, huh? So
Yeah.
and you know how us Islanders, we love our action stars to be like Arnold, you know, Sylvester Stallone,
Yeah.
you know. And this guy doesn't look like it, I don't know, but I might be proved wrong when I watch the film. So there's that. But I've got some concerns, like, and I'll probably touch more on the podcast. But yeah, part 1 is good, It's a classic,
Yeah.
Like the lines that are said,
Storyline.
the storyline's good.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
in the dialogue, it's like Braveheart, but the dialogue too, like his Unleash Hell line. What's the one at the end when he says, "Oh, are you entertained?" That line.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like if they're gonna repeat these lines in the new one, nah, that's it, man. I'm out. You know, like they're trying to bring back some old stuff, but I hope it's a new stuff. But it looks to me like, if you watch the trailer, looks to me it's like the same story.
Yeah.
The same kind of storyline, but we'll see. But a couple of interesting things I noticed in the trailer. They actually filled the arena with water, and they got a shark in there.
Yeah.
And they got boats in the arena. So first of all, how the hell did they get a shark in there? You know, that's the first thing.
Yeah.
And let alone getting the water in there. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But
The water's accurate, historically accurate.
because of because they got aqueducts.
Yeah, and then they used to. So I think they used to do like actual battles, but replayed in with gladiators.
Oh,
So you know, when the first Gladiator movie, when they did the battle with General Scipio, and they had the guys on the chariots.
yeah.
So the guys on the chariots were supposed to be Scipio's army. So Scipio was a Roman general, and then the barbarians, the Carthaginians, were Russell Crowe and them. So they were supposed to lose.
Oh,
So yeah. So the water's accurate, but I don't know about the sharks though.
yeah. Because how did they get them in there? Like 50 men, and 20 of them died getting that shark in there.
One day with the equal glass, just pouring the water on the.
If they'd have gone with a crocodile, you'd be, that's even better, eh? But wow, man.
Especially gotta catch a shark, and you know, back those days they got no technology. First you gotta do that. Then how they gonna keep the shark alive? Like walking through the desert to get there. Far eats.
Nice.
Because crocodiles are feasible because Egypt was part of the Roman Empire at the time.
Yeah, so that's Gladiator 2. Hope you guys are like anticipating that one.
Yo,
Yeah,
It
bro.
looks pretty good, eh? It looks pretty good. Hey. Okay, boys. It's time to wrap it up. So we did some last words. Let's go, Eddie.
last word, because I think like the last two podcasts, thanks for inviting me on, man. I've been reading some of the comments, and man, times are pretty tough out there, especially when it came to that traffic light system. I saw people talking about it, so my last words is keep grinding, man. Like whatever you're doing, like your hustle, whatever you're doing, like just grind it out. There's one saying there. There's many paths to the top of the mountain, but the view is always the same. So like if you're out there, man, and you're listening to or watching our podcast, and especially with like times are getting hard, man, just keep at it, man. The view's always the same, man. No matter what grind you do, like we all get there in the end.
Nice. It was...
Shout out.
Thank you, bro.
Like that.
So,
Oh man, I just wanted to quickly mention like something I have been watching was their match fit. So the last season, this is the league versus rugby. So I've been watching that also, and it's funny because they brought a few old boys from previous episodes on.
yo,
But just bro, still jumping on the high on the back of the Kelston Boys XV win on the weekend. Just wanted to share like my age, like I'm now 40, and I've probably sent a birthday invite to a lot of old friends that I haven't caught up with. But I know like a good friend of mine has said to me, 10 out of 10 people die, and like how you spend this time on this earth, right? So, in saying that, I just wanted to like let our boys know that that man, we're so proud, like as an old boy watching them crack records, smash records, and rewrite history, And just one thing that Inga said on one of the episodes, and it's gold, bro. And he said, if you want to go fast, go it alone, But if you want to go far, go as a group and go as a team, So
wow.
the mission, if it can get done, man, the marathon's not over, boys. Is try and bring home a top 4 title. It'll be nice, and it'll be nice to walk that up to the cemetery, for those boys that passed on. So rest in peace to our brother Tim Hickey, who passed away last week. He was head boy when I was at school, when I was year 9. And you know what it is. It's in Alavea. Kilele.
Nice.
Yo, Maro.
Yeah, man. Just touching on that program match fit. I want to shout out to my cousin's husband, Greg. He was actually in the last episode, because the last episode, have they done the last episode yet?
Is that the game? I don't know if I've watched
The game.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, the
it
game.
might be already out. I just try to watch the back-to-back ones because I missed 1 week, and I ended up watching like maybe two episodes back-to-back. I don't know if the game is yet.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
because he was telling me because they filmed it ages ago, but he got invited to play in the last game because they needed some numbers.
Oh,
'Cause obviously they're not gonna make up the whole team with
Yeah.
all the people that are on the show, so he got invited, him and a few of some other guys, to come and play in that game just to make up, just to make it up.
yeah.
It was interesting, because he said that like the first half was rugby union and the second half was rugby league.
Yeah.
They switched over,
Man.
But he was so appreciative and so glad and so humbled to come because he got a chance to meet everybody there, like all the stars in there, take photos in there.
The rugby
Yeah,
boys
man.
that they've got, bro. But they were my childhood heroes, bro. Carlos Spencer and Officer Tunu, bro. Like they were they were great to Auckland rugby, man. Like that's the Auckland heyday when they were playing,
Yeah, so I might try and check that out. Match fit. Yeah, thanks boys for jumping on. It's been another great episode. Always cool to jam episode with a few boys. Talk about what's going on this week and opinions we have, which is pretty good. Shout outs to everyone that's tuned in to our YouTube channel, because man, the numbers have like gone up there in the last couple of weeks.
The butcher's here. The
It's
butcher's
because of you. It's because you, Eddie. It's all your mates, Eddie.
Oh,
No. I'm not that famous.
Yeah, man. Just just thanks to all the listeners, all the viewers on our YouTube, and remember we've got our WestWes Sports mag dropping next week, 2nd of September. That's on Monday. Yeah, man. Thanks, boys, for jumping on. See you guys next week. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yo.
Thank you.